Everything that has happened until now has not been without meaning. The pain, the silence, the confusion, even the delays, they all carried something with them. They were shaping you, not punishing you. And when you look back after 4th August, you will begin to understand that these weren't random chapters in your life. They were preparation, not for something small, but for something greater than what your past could ever contain. These struggles weren't meant to break you. They were meant to sharpen the part of you that had gone though from comfort, distraction, and doubt. This is not just another date on a calendar. 4th August is a reminder that there comes a point in every person's life when the past must collapse in order for the future to rise. But this shift doesn't just happen. You have to be willing to look deeper, willing to see meaning even in the pain. If you only chase comfort, you will miss the message this day brings, because what you're meant to know isn't found in the noise. It's found in the silence you've been avoiding. Growth is never pleasant. And the truth is, some parts of you needed to die before you could step into what's next. The version of you that was chasing validation, the one that was afraid to be alone, the one that settled for less just to feel safe. All of that had to go, and it has been going slowly, quietly, sometimes painfully. But by the time you stand in the presence of 4th August, something in you will have shifted, even if you don't recognize it at first. Don't ignore this day. Don't let it pass like all the others. If there is stillness in your heart, even for a moment, you will feel it. That something invisible has changed. You might not be able to explain it, but you will know it. The difference is subtle but powerful. A shift from confusion to clarity, from being lost to remembering who you are. This is what 4th August wants to give you, but it cannot be received through force, only through awareness. If you're waiting for someone else to fix your life, you'll miss it. If you keep blaming the world, your parents, your past, you'll miss it. Because the lesson of 4th August is personal. It's direct. It speaks to only one person, the one who is ready, the one who is willing to look in the mirror and say, I am not waiting anymore. Not for motivation, not for a perfect moment, not for permission. Just ready to grow, ready to let go, ready to stop pretending. You've already felt the signs, the restless nights, the urge to walk up away from certain people, the quiet anger you feel when you waste your potential. These were not accidents. They were whispers, preparing you, not punishing you. And now the day has come where you will have to choose. Will you stay the same or will you rise? No one is coming to push you forward. No one is going to do the work for you. But on the 4th of August, there is a window, a door, a shift. And if you step into it with intention, your life will not look the same again. The moment you take responsibility for everything you feel, everything you've avoided, everything you want to become, that is the moment you begin to change. Some people will wake up on the 4th of August and feel nothing. Others will wake up and feel a calling, a pull from within, a message that says, this is it. The wait is over. Now is the time. And for those who respond to that message, everything begins to transform. Not because of the date, but because of the decision they made on that date. So ask yourself now, are you willing to stop lying to yourself? Are you willing to stop living the same day over and over again, calling it a life? Are you willing to go deeper? Not just in thought, but in action. If yes, then 4th of August becomes more than a day. It becomes your turning point. The truth is, most people never see it coming. They wait for signs in the sky while the signs are already inside. But you don't have to wait anymore. You already know something needs to shift. You already feel the tension between who you are and who you could be. That tension is not weakness. It's guidance. Let 4th of August be the day you stop apologizing for your growth. Let it be the moment you forgive yourself for the mistakes, the delays, the wasted time. Let it be the line in the sand where the old version of you finally rests and the new one, the real one, takes the first breath, because you were never meant to stay hidden. You were never meant to settle. You were meant to rise. And the process of rising always begins with understanding that everything, every moment, every failure, every breakdown was leading you right here to this day, to 4th of August, to the secret that was never out there, but always within you. 4th of August is not just a day on the calendar. It is not just another morning you wake up and follow the same pattern. This day is a doorway, not a destination, and a doorway into a new level of awareness, but only if you are willing to walk through it. Nothing outside of you will announce it. No one will tell you the exact hour, but inside you, something will speak, a quiet voice that says, this moment matters more than you think. You don't need to wait for your environment to change. You don't need someone to save you. What 4th of August brings is not magic, it is clarity. The kind that comes when the noise is gone. The kind that shows you where you've been asleep with your eyes open. This day is not for spectators. It's for those who are ready to look honestly at their life and to stop pretending they don't know what needs to change. The door doesn't open for those who complain. It doesn't open for those who are addicted to comfort. It opens for those who are willing to stop running from themselves, from their pain, from their potential. It opens when you decide that enough is enough, that you can no longer carry the weight of a life that doesn't align with your truth. 4th of August is not just a change in date. It is the collapse of your excuses. You've waited long enough for someone to understand you, for the right opportunity, for the perfect moment to begin. But nothing changes until you change. The secret of 4th of August is not out there. It's not in the future. It's now, this very moment. The decision you make today, the habits you no longer tolerate, the mindset you refuse to keep. People think change comes with loud announcements, with signs in the sky. But true change is quiet. It's internal. It's a conversation you have with yourself that no one else hears. It's the moment you say, I am done betraying myself just to feel safe. That is when 4th of August begins to mean something, not a number, but a portal into who you were always meant to be. Your life is not meant to be lived on repeat. You were not born to stay stuck in cycles that steal your energy. But nothing will shift until you make the decision to walk through the door, to face what you've been avoiding, to take responsibility for everything you've become and everything you've yet to become. That is what this day demands from you. 4th of August has no power on its own. It becomes powerful when you are ready, when you stop waiting for the feeling and start moving with the decision. There is no feeling that will come first. The clarity will not arrive before the action. You act and then clarity comes. You choose and then the path unfolds. Some people will live their whole lives waiting for something to change. Others will use a single day, like 4th of August, as the beginning of a whole new chapter. The only difference is awareness. Awareness that you have a choice. Awareness that the way you've been living is no longer sustainable. Awareness that you don't need to fix the past to create a better future. You only need to stop repeating it. On the 4th of August, look around. Nothing might seem different. But inside, if you are paying attention, you will feel it, that now is the time. That you cannot carry old versions of yourself into this new season. That you must let go of who to make room for who you can be. The door will not stay open forever. You either step through it or you stay behind. There is no one to blame anymore. Not your parents, not your circumstances, not your past. 4 August is about taking full ownership of your thoughts, of your patterns, of your choices. That is how you rise. That is how the secret reveals itself, not as information, but as transformation. Nothing changes until you get serious, until you admit what you've been avoiding, until you decide that your growth matters more than your comfort. Most people are afraid of growth because it means shedding the parts of themselves that once protected them. But if you want to evolve, you must let those parts go. There is a different version of you on the other side of this door. More focused, more disciplined, more aligned. but you won't meet that version by accident. You meet them through intention, through effort, through uncomfortable decisions, through silence, through self honesty. 4th August is not for those who wish, it's for those who are ready. This is your invitation to stop circling the same questions, to stop living small, to stop blaming everything but yourself. If you treat 4 August like any other day, then nothing will happen. But if you treat it like the turning point it was meant to be, everything can shift, not because the world changes, but because you do. So stand still for a moment, breathe, and ask yourself, what is the door I need to walk through today? What is the version of me that I've been avoiding? What is the truth I've been afraid to hear? 4 August is here. It's not asking for your perfection. It's asking for your decision. Will you enter the next chapter, or will you keep rereading the last one? The door is open, but it won't be open forever. Step through it while you still have the courage to change. The truth you're meant to know on the 4th of August isn't something new. It's not a secret hidden in a book or a mystery waiting outside you. The truth has been with you all along. The problem is most people search everywhere except where it actually exists, within themselves. They chase answers in others, in success, in external noise. But the voice they ignore the most is their own. 4th of August is not about discovering something new. It's about remembering something old, something buried, something you've always known deep down, but forgot. You were born with everything you need, the discipline, the clarity, the strength. But life layers things on top: expectations, pain, fear. And slowly you lose touch with who you truly are. You start acting like someone else. You begin living based on what others expect, not what your soul demands. But 4th August is the reminder that the answers are not out there. They've been within you the entire time. The only question is, will you be still enough to hear them? Growth doesn't begin when you find something. It begins when you stop running from what's already inside. The fear that keeps coming back. What if you sat with it instead of escaping it? The frustration you feel every day. What if it's not a sign that something's wrong, but a message pointing you inward? On the 4 August, you don't need another motivational speech. You need to listen to the voice that's been whispering beneath all the noise. It's time. This isn't about motivation. This is about remembering. You've already felt moments of clarity before. Brief seconds when everything felt aligned, when you knew exactly what to do. But you didn't trust it. You hesitated. You went back to comfort. That's why 4th of August is important. It's not offering a second chance. It's offering a final one. A moment where you can either silence the noise or get lost in it forever. Stop looking for signs. You are the sign. Your restlessness, your discomfort, your urge to change. That is the proof that something in you is awakening. The secret you were meant to know is that you don't need to become someone new. You need to return to who you were before the world told you who to be. You were not born to live in doubt. You were not created to repeat the same cycles. You were meant to grow, to rise, to lead your own life with clarity. 4th of August is not for people who wait. It's for those who are ready to take responsibility. Everything you've blamed, the world, your past, your pain. It was never the real block. The real block was inside, and now it's time to remove it. The truth is simple. Nothing is holding you back except your own resistance to face yourself. You've had enough time, enough excuses, enough moments of silence where you pretended not to hear your inner voice. Now is the time to act. 4th of August is the day you stop denying the truth that has been chasing you, that you have more control than you've accepted, that you are more powerful than you allow yourself to believe, that your next chapter depends on your willingness to trust yourself again. The transformation begins not with doing something, but with becoming something. Become honest, become aware, become brave. The world will keep trying to shape you, but you don't need more masks. You need authenticity. You don't need more approval. You need alignment. You don't need more direction. You need self-trust. On 4th of August, you're not discovering a secret. You're waking up to a truth that every answer you've been searching for in the outside world is already available within. But you must be willing to listen. You must be willing to go deeper than surface level distractions. You must choose presence over avoidance, silence over noise, self-trust over doubt. There's no shortcut, no hack, no easy formula. You either step into self-awareness or you stay trapped in cycles of pretending. 4th of August is your mirror. It will reflect back everything you've avoided, not to shame you, but to free you. Because the real secret is this: the version of you that you dream about, the one who is strong, clear, focused, and at peace. That version already exists. It's not waiting to be created. It's waiting to be remembered. You've always had the strength. You've always known what you needed to do. But comfort made you forget. Distraction made you blind. Fear made you small. Now, it's time to wake up, to return to the truth that never left you. 4th of August is not the day your life changes. It's the day you choose to change it. So stop searching, stop doubting, stop running, start remembering. The truth was never out there. The secret you were meant to know has always been with you. You don't need to find it. You only need to unlock it, and that unlocking begins now. On the 4th of August, not with noise, not with drama, but with one silent, powerful decision to trust yourself again, to believe that everything you've ever needed has always been in your hands. This is not about hope, it's about clarity. This is not about luck, it's about awakening. You are the secret, you are the answer. You are the key. 4th August is the day you remember. 4th of August is not a day of noise. It's a day of stillness. If you move through it too fast, you'll miss what it's trying to show you. The message it brings will not come through distraction, through constant movement, or endless scrolling. It will come in silence. It will come in moments where you are fully present. If you really want to receive what this day offers, you must learn how to be still inside and out. You've been running for too long, not just physically, but mentally. Always thinking, planning, worrying, chasing. But what if the next step isn't to run faster? What if it's to stop and listen? On 4th of August, life is not asking you to do more. It's asking you to slow down enough to hear what's already within you. The clarity you've been searching for is not far away. It's just quiet. And in order to receive it, you must be quieter than the world around you. Stillness is not weakness. It's not laziness. It's not avoidance. Stillness is strength. It's where power begins. Because in stillness, you face yourself. You hear the truth. You recognize the thoughts that usually hide behind noise. And for many, that's uncomfortable. But 4 August is not about comfort. It's about truth. It's about growth. It's about finally meeting yourself fully without distraction, without noise, without pretending. Most people don't fear failure. They fear stillness, because in stillness, everything becomes clear. You begin to see what you've been running from. You feel the weight of your choices. You hear the voice inside that you've silenced for years. That's why stillness is powerful. It strips away the mask. It forces honesty. And on the 4th of August, that honesty will be your turning point if you allow it. If you want to change your life, start by changing your relationship with silence. Instead of filling every gap with music, with conversation, with notifications, pause, sit, breathe, listen. You'll notice things you've never noticed before, not outside, but inside. You'll realize how many of your thoughts are on autopilot. You'll see how much of your energy is spent fighting reality instead of flowing with it. And you begin to feel the space between thoughts, that calm, clear place where transformation begins. 4th of August is the day to reconnect with that space, not for 5 minutes, but deeply, intentionally. Wake up and don't rush. Sit in silence before the world wakes up. Observe what you feel. Let the mind slow down. Let your breath guide you. Let your awareness return to your body. You'll be surprised what shows up when you finally stop forcing answers and start listening for them. You do not need to have everything figured out. You just need to be available for truth, for alignment, for change. The most powerful moments are not when life shouts at you, but when it whispers. 4th August will whisper something to you if you make space for it. Don't fill this day with distractions. Don't allow it to pass like every other day. Set an intention to be still, to be aware, to pay attention. Your answers will come, not in chaos, but in calm. The next step will reveal itself not through stress, but through stillness. Your energy doesn't rise when you do more. It rises when you become centered, when you act from a place of clarity, not confusion. And clarity comes only when the mind is still. You've heard enough advice. You've read enough books. You've watched enough videos. Now, 4th August is asking you to do the opposite, turn everything off and turn inward. Sit in silence, not to escape, but to confront, not to avoid, but to receive. And what you receive in those moments of presence will be worth more than any information. It will be transformation. Stillness teaches you patience. It teaches you to respond instead of react. It teaches you that not everything needs to be fixed. Some things need to be accepted. It teaches you that your value doesn't come from how much you do, but from how deeply you live. 4th August invites you to stop measuring yourself by outcomes and start anchoring yourself in awareness. If you can learn to be still on this day, even just for a short time, everything in your life will begin to shift. You'll become more aware of what drains you. You'll recognize what no longer fits. You'll feel which direction is right, not because someone told you, but because you felt it. That is real alignment. That is real power. And that begins in silence. For August doesn't want you to push harder. It wants you to realign, to reconnect with your inner guidance, to stop seeking and start listening. The path has been there the whole time. You just couldn't see it through the noise. Now is your chance. Turn everything off. Sit in stillness and listen. You don't need more noise. You need depth. You don't need more distraction. You need discipline. The discipline to be still, to observe, to reflect, to hear the message this day was meant to bring you. It's not outside. It's already within you. But only if you're quiet enough to hear it. On a 4th August, stillness is the key. And once you unlock it, everything else begins to make sense. The path clears, the weight lifts, the confusion fades, not because the world changed, but because you did, because you chose stillness, because you finally heard yourself again. 4th August is not just a date, it is a line you must cross. But you cannot cross it while holding on to who you used to be. You cannot carry your old identity into a new chapter. What brought you this far will not take you further. The same thoughts, the same excuses, the same story you've told yourself for years, they have expired. And now it's time to let them go. This day is about transformation. But transformation doesn't happen by adding more. It happens by shedding the false layers, the masks, the labels you've accepted from others. You're not here to be a copy of your past. You're not here to stay small just because it feels familiar. 4th of August asks for something bold. It asks for the courage to release the version of you that was built from fear. You've worn this identity for so long, you've started to believe it's who you are. The overthinker, the procrastinator, the people pleaser, the one who always gets close but never quite arrives. But deep inside, you know this isn't the real you. You felt glimpses of something more, moments when your strength broke through, moments when your vision was sharp. 4 August is your invitation to stop living in glimpses. It's time to become the person you were always meant to be, fully. But to do that, you have to let go. Let go of the part of you that hides. You let go of the one who doubts, who blames, who hesitates. That version has served its purpose. It protected you when you weren't ready. It helped you survive the storms. But survival is not the goal anymore. Now it's time to live. And real living starts with releasing what no longer fits. Don't expect this to be easy. Growth never is. It feels like loss. It feels like something is being taken away. but it's not loss, it's space. You're making room for truth. You're making room for clarity. On the 4th of August, this shedding will feel like a fire inside, a pull to walk away from what once defined you. Don't ignore it. Don't fear it. It's not destruction. It's rebirth. You have to decide, are you more committed to your comfort or to your evolution? Because both cannot exist at the same time. Your old identity wants safety. It wants routine. It wants control. But your higher self wants freedom. It wants growth. It wants peace that doesn't depend on external things. And peace doesn't come from pretending. It comes from realignment. 4th of August doesn't ask you to be perfect. It asks you to be honest. Look in the mirror. Ask yourself, who have I become? And is that person aligned with who I want to be? If not, then you know what to do. It's time to break the agreement you made with mediocrity. Time to dissolve the identity you built from fear, doubt, and habit. You were not born to stay trapped in a version of yourself that was created by pain. You were not made to live out the same emotional patterns forever. The anger, the insecurity, the guilt, they were never meant to be your home. But you've stayed there because they feel familiar. On the 4th of August, familiarity ends and freedom begins, but no one can do it for you. No one can remove the old identity except you. This is your responsibility, your decision, your turning point. Let this day be the moment you walk away, not from people, not from obligations, but from the inner limitations that keep you small. There is a new version of you waiting on the other side of 4th of August. But it won't meet you halfway. You have to cross the threshold. You have to leave behind the lies you've told yourself. That you're not ready, that you're not enough, that you're too broken, too behind, too lost. Those stories are not the truth. They are just thoughts. And thoughts can be changed. What does the next version of you look like? Stronger, calmer, clearer. It's already within you. It's not something you need to build. It's something you need to uncover. But to do that, you must be willing to strip away the layers that cover it. That's what 4 August is here for. A moment of shedding, a day of release, a silent revolution within. Don't let your old identity keep you prisoner. You're not here to repeat your past. You're here to evolve beyond it. Stop holding on to habits that drain you. Stop identifying with pain that no longer belongs to you. Stop rehearsing a story that limits your future. This is the day you stop being who you were and start becoming who you are. You have a choice. Carry the old identity and stay where you are, or drop the weight and rise. The world doesn't need another version of your past. It needs your highest self, your clearest mind, your boldest heart. But that version can only appear when you decide, truly decide, that the old one is finished. 4th of August is not a day of change. It's a day of release. A day where the truth is simple. You must let go of who you were, or you will never become who you were meant to be. Let that sink in. And then let it guide you into the version of yourself that's been waiting far too long. The truth about 4 August is simple. It is not fate. It is not luck. It is choice. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are not a prisoner of your past. You are not waiting for life to hand you something. You are choosing whether you realize it or not. Every single day, you are choosing who you become. 4th of August is a reminder of that truth. It is the day that shows you you've always had the power to decide. For too long, you believed that life was happening to you, that other people's decisions shaped your path, that the pain you went through defined your future. But now you must see clearly every response, every belief, every habit. You chose it. Maybe unconsciously, maybe out of fear, maybe to survive. But now you no longer need to survive. You need to awaken. 4th of August is not the beginning of something new. It is the awakening to something that was always in your hands. Your ability to choose. You can keep waiting, waiting for someone to understand you, waiting for clarity, waiting for confidence. But waiting is also a choice, and it costs more than you think. It steals time. It steals momentum. It keeps you in cycles that feel safe, but are slowly draining the life from you. On and 4th of August, you are being asked to stop waiting and start choosing. No more delays, no more blame, no more hiding behind what hurt you. This is the moment where you stand up and say, From now on, I choose differently." When you understand the weight of your choices, you begin to reclaim your life. You stop reacting. You start responding. You stop hoping someone will fix things. You start building from the inside. You realize that discipline is a choice, that peace is a choice, that letting go is a choice. Nothing forces you to stay stuck. Only your decision does. And that can be changed the moment you choose. 4th of August will pass like any other day unless you decide to make it different. The date doesn't matter if you stay the same, but if you choose to see it as a turning point, everything begins to shift. It starts with awareness. Then it turns into action. And the moment you align your actions with who you want to become, change becomes inevitable. Look around you. Look at your habits, your routines, your mindset. All of it is a reflection of the choices you've made until now. And that's not something to regret. It's something to learn from. Because if your past choices brought you here, your new choices can take you somewhere else, somewhere higher, somewhere better, somewhere that feels more aligned with who you truly are. You don't need more knowledge. You need more responsibility. You already know what's holding you back. You already know what needs to change. The question is, will you choose it now? Or will you keep choosing what feels familiar even if it hurts? Growth is painful, but regret is worse. And 4th of August gives you the opportunity to stop adding to the list of regrets. When you choose growth, you will lose things, old beliefs, old versions of yourself, people who benefited from your smallness, comfort that once made you feel safe. But what you gain in return is beyond words: clarity, freedom, strength, direction. The path of growth is not easy, but it is yours to walk. No one else can do it for you. And that is the power of this day. It forces you to decide. The real secret is not in the day. It is in your decision. It is the shift in your mind when you realize you're not stuck. You're just still making the same choices. It is the fire that rises when you say, I will not repeat this again. It is the strength that returns when you stop waiting and start creating. 4th August does not change your life. You do. You have a choice in every situation: to be bitter or to grow, to complain or to act, to stay silent or to speak truth, to repeat the past or to break the pattern. Every time you choose alignment, you take back your power. Every time you choose discipline, you build the future. And every time you choose presence, you destroy the illusion that you're helpless. Stop giving away your power. No one can take your peace unless you hand it over. No one can make you feel small unless you accept it. And no one can change your life unless you decide to. Let 4th August be the day you take full ownership. No more stories, no more excuses, no more waiting. Just a simple, powerful decision. I choose to evolve. That choice must be made again and again, every morning, every moment of doubt, every time life tries to pull you back. But the first choice, the one that starts it all, is the one you make now. You can walk forward or stay behind. You can awaken or keep sleeping. But either way, it's a choice. So what will 4th August mean for you? Another ordinary day, or the day everything began to change, not because something outside shifted, but because you did. You chose. You acted. You stepped into the truth. You've had the power all along. And now you're finally ready to use it.